What's going on, guys? Welcome to Bodybuilding Unfiltered episode 5, my bad. Well, great start to the podcast. Today, guys, we have a very special guest. Bradley, introduce yourself, dude. I'm very sure everyone knows you already, but give us a background check and run us through your bodybuilding competitive journey so far, my man.
Yeah, Brad Willis, bodybuilder. I'm 21 from the UK. I've been competing now for 4 years, maybe. I started off with a very good streak. I started competing when I just turned 17 years old. I pretty much won every single show up till last year when I lost the British finals, when I went to the pro card.
Give me 2 seconds, mate. I'm just going to leave the house now because this is already making me depressed, the fact that, yeah, do you know what I mean? Okay, cool. Keep going.
So I started off competing in 2017.
Right.
I started off at a British finals in like quite a lower federation. It wasn't an IFBB federation.
Okay.
I did my under 18s class, which was just a local competition. I won my under 18s class as my first ever show. I had no idea how to prep. I just literally turned up on the day, won the show, then went on to like their British finals with my under 18s, won my under 18s class again. Then went into the under 21s class, won the under 21s class, then went into the under 24s class and won the under 24s class.
Okay.
That's when I just turned 17. That was like technically my first overall win.
So did you say that was your first show? You just done all the classes?
Yeah. No, so that was my second show. That was my second
okay.
show. You could compete in more than one class then.
Okay.
What federation was it?
IBFA.
Okay. Go on, so you keep going, Brad.
And then obviously after that same year, I think it was around October time, I flew out to Rome for the World Championships out there. And I was only allowed to do one class out there. So I done the under 21s class out there and won the under 21s.
That takes the piss, though. How old were you?
I was still 17.
Mate,
still 17.
That does take the piss, doesn't it? That takes. You can't even do UK BFF juniors and you're beating under 21-year-olds. Oh, man.
Yeah. Then that was that year. That was, that was 2017. In 2018, obviously I tried to move up because what was it? It was UK BFF then, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And see, like, with my weight and my height, I landed in I'm super heavyweights all day long. Back then, so I was trying to play around with like I'm not going to say them smaller federations, but federations where I could fit into a category better.
Yeah.
So then I went on to the NABA. I done like the NABA England, won the NABA England. And then I actually went on to Jordan Peters did a show. Remember?
Yeah, you won that. Mate, I remember that's the first time I saw you, that JP show. You're wearing the purple trunks. That front lat spread is mental, bro.
Yeah.
That's
so I done the JP show. That was under 23s because PC is under 23s, I believe.
Yeah.
That was me and Josh in that show. Josh Kinsley, the classic guy. The
guy that poses like crazy, that done.
Yeah, he's awesome at posing. He's awesome at posing.
Incredible. Yeah.
He's got a really good flow. So that was that year. Oh, then at the end, I went to the NABA Universe at the end.
Okay.
That was 2018. 2019, I had like quite a bad, since I started bodybuilding, I've always had a bad issue with my right knee. It would stop me squatting. Every time I train legs, it just flare up all the time. So 2019, my knee was just playing up massively. And I took a good while off training. So I tried to take that year out to grow, but in terms of leg development, wasn't very good. So I wasn't going to waste my time competing. Yeah. So I just took the full year off. Really, I should have probably done something about it that year, but I didn't. And then last year I went into it and what did I do? I started off with I went straight to two bros because I wanted to do the IFBB. But obviously I landed in the super heavyweights. So I started off with Ryan Terry's show. Ryan Terry done like a USM Classic.
Yeah, I remember.
I done the super heavyweights class. I remember I was backstage. It's the first ever men's class I've ever done.
Ooh.
And I'm thinking like, Jesus, like you're looking at guys backstage just thinking, like,
do you remember
they're monsters. Huh?
Do you remember who was there?
No, I don't know his name. I don't know his name.
Yeah.
I don't know the name.
Yeah.
And you just like, the thing is, the way you look at someone backstage has a total different look to when they actually walk on stage.
On stage, yeah.
Like, I am not the best. Can you still see me?
No, you got.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
I got you. I'm like up close. People look way different to distance.
Yeah.
Like from a distance, I have like symmetry where you get like a small waist, big quads, wide shoulders. But then you get to, when you get someone who's just dense as fuck up front.
Up front, yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, man, like these super heavyweights, and then end up walking out in the super heavyweights, and I won the super heavyweights class, and I was like, what? So I won the super heavyweights class at the Ryan Terry show. I literally turned around, walked out in the curtain, then I didn't realise you have to come straight back on for the overall because you're the last class.
Yeah.
So I literally turned around, just on a straight 180 back, and then just hammered it, and then I took the overall at the Ryan Terry show.
Oh my god!
Oh, wow.
Mate, this is insult to injury, mate. I mean,
Yeah, I was on a roll.
Here, me and Jamie we're dreaming about our first win, and you're just taking everything. Do you know what I mean? This is taking liberties. 21-year-old to 17, mate. Do you know what I mean? I'm done.
So, because you won the overall at the show, did you not get a pro card? How does that work?
Because that was the qualifier for the British.
Oh, right, okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I got like I'll show you. I got like you get the sword and all shit, but it's not like the pro card one. That qualified me for the British.
Okay.
That's coming though next year, man. There's like it's gonna.
Yeah, for sure. So this year I actually January. Well, this year's a total pot, so I'm quite glad I got it done. This year, that whole problem with my knee, I got a knee operation this January.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much fixed now.
Yeah. How was that? So I also had surgery this year, and I know what it's like. I mean, I had gynecomastia surgery, right? Because my story is the last show I done, I didn't place because of it. And I knew I had to get it cut out before I go on stage again. Long story short, my recovery time, I couldn't train for like 5 weeks. What was your, you come out of surgery, what was your recovery time to train? Obviously you can train upper body, but what was it like?
So I got my surgery done. And the next day I was like, I'm going to the gym. And then my girlfriend was like, you're not going to the gym. But bear in mind, I couldn't drive, I couldn't do anything. I was on crutches. I was totally useless.
Yeah.
I was like, you're not going to a gym. And I was like, all right, I'm not going to go to the gym, but I'm going to go to the gym this week. So anyway, I ended up going to the gym the full time I was on the crutches. I just got a lift. Luckily, the gym I was training at was like a very hammer strength kitted out place.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So I was getting away doing little bits, very, very light pull downs. But you know me, like I got carried away. And then you try and do different things, and it's just
empty the tank, right?
Yeah. I still empty the tank, even on them crutches. Trust me.
That's a madness, man.
But in terms of recovery, the surgeon told me 12 weeks I'll be back full force.
Yeah.
But what they class as full force to what we class as full force is two different meanings.
So
he means full force, like you've got a few plates on the leg press coming back and forwards. Like he's not talking quarter of a ton on the leg press going crazy.
Yeah.
For real.
So it's still not back. It's still not back 100%, but I'm definitely getting there.
Yeah, man. And that's the thing. Like, even though I think you posted a front double bicep in your garden photo, like a couple.
Yeah.
Is that a current photo?
That's current photo. Yeah.
Yeah. So your quads aren't.
I haven't lost anything, man.
That's with literally minimum equipment. See, what the problem is I went out to Dubai. I came back from Dubai. I had the operation.
Yeah.
So I spent all that time zero leg training. And I'm not going to lie, I was shocked how much muscle I actually lost on the right leg. Yeah. Purely because I had to keep off it because I couldn't put any stress on it. They didn't want any more than 50% on it. That's why I had the crutches. So I was actually shocked how much muscle I lost on that leg. I got back training. Then this shitty coronavirus decided to pop up. The gyms are all closed and that was it again.
Yeah, mate, I had the same thing. The first session I had back in the gym, literally, I'd waited my whole recovery time. The first session I had back, went in, smashed legs, got back from legs, and Boris was like, no, we shut it down, bro. The first session back, I was gutted.
Yeah.
So I know you.
But I just joined it. See, I'm from up north, and you know Ultraflex, you're aware of Ultraflex, right?
Yeah. We're so jealous.
Ant's just opened up an Ultraflex up here. It was open, I believe, like 4 days, and it's closed again.
Oh no.
Yeah, 4 days.
He had he's got the hardcore room, innit?
Yeah. So Ant used to have that's where I used to train before.
At Max
he had a very small gym called Max Muscle.
Yeah.
It was 2 rooms. It was nothing special, but it had the best kit in there. And he's took all that little room and put it in the corner of his gym.
Yeah.
So technically, Max Muscle is still in this big Ultraflex gym.
Yeah.
And
Cool. I haven't seen any of Ultraflex do that.
And you've said they've shut that gym down. What? So it was open and now they've closed it, or what?
Yeah. Ultraflex is totally closed, like just because of COVID.
Shit, mad. Oh, before COVID, it was open 4 days and then they closed it. Okay. So
Yeah. They had the
yeah.
opening. They had the opening party and stuff. 4 days later, it was shut again.
Yeah.
So this was a brand new Ultraflex?
Say again?
So this was a brand new Ultraflex?
Yeah.
Brand new Ultraflex Durham, yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you go watch the Cuba the video on his new YouTube, he trains with Ant Bales.
That was there. That was that. Yeah.
Exactly.
See, I think Cuba can get in there because he kind of like owns another Ultraflex, which
Yeah.
I do think, which I have no problem with.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where they're training.
Mental. I mean, like, it's bonkers, dude. Like, the fact that you're 21 and you're looking like that, the potential is, like, it is dumb. Do you know what I mean? It is pretty scary, man. Like, you look at people that have been training their whole life properly and they don't come near that, and you're 21.
Yeah. You see, when I first started training, like, that, maybe I was just when I was leaving school, for me, like 15. So I trained for maybe just a year before I did my first show. But you know, when you're training, you have no idea. You have no idea. You have no idea really what you're doing.
Yeah, that's
but I'd always just see like a quick change. I'd always see a quick change. As soon as I started training, I noticed a change.
Yeah.
Test around every day.
Yeah. I'd only say like this sounds really silly, but this past year, I've learned more about my body than the 3 years of bodybuilding I've been doing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say a year. I'd say 8 months. I've learned probably more in terms of like how you react mostly to training, nutrition. See, when I first started out in bodybuilding, I was just the first guy who ever prepped me, which was a great prep. I have nothing against it. It was amazing. Was just a local friend to me. But then after that, I left him, and then I've been up with Matt Jensen for 2 years now.
Oh, so you're still with Matt?
Yeah, I'm still with Matt.
That's amazing, man.
We done one off season together, and then we done one prep, which is my last prep.
And what's it like being coached by Matt? Like, in terms of diet approaches, training, do you do your training, or like how does it work? What's the plan?
He does my training, but I'm also not stupid. Like, I know how to program my own training as well.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need Matt to let me tell me do 10 reps on this movement. Like, I know how many reps. I know how to program. We just roughly work from exercise selection. I feel like that was a huge difference to my physique, was exercise selection. I'm tall and I have long levers.
Yeah. So how tall are you?
I'm just under 6'1".
Yeah. Mental.
So exercise selection in a gym for me is massive. And that's what I learned this year. Like, a leg press for me, unless I'm coming back with my knees to my head, is totally useless.
Yeah.
A squat, you've got to squat to grow your legs if you've got long legs.
Yeah.
Like, not long legs, but to fill them out.
Yeah. And that's what's impressive as well. You're that tall, your legs are fucking massive, bruv. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very, like, I'm 5'9", right? Jamie, how tall are you?
Same, 5'9".
Around 5'9", anything smaller than that is quite common to see boys with big legs. But you get taller than that, and you notice on stage, like, the taller guys don't always have massive quads, big hands, but that's not an area that you're lacking in. So that must give you an advantage, obviously, when you're up against the taller guys and the smaller.
Definitely. In my opinion, I don't want to say it's easier, because I had this problem with Lee Priest when we tried to say it was easier, not easier. It's not. Nothing is easier.
Oh, but it's Lee Priest.
Yeah. This is a long time ago.
Let's get him on.
But it's like, in terms of filling a big frame out, I'm going to use the Giant for an example. You know, Jimmy Johan?
Yeah.
For him to eventually fill that frame out is going to take a lot of time than someone who's like 5'7", 5'8".
Yeah.
Like, it's just going to take time.
Yeah.
And for Jimmy to do that, he needs to get, without a doubt, he needs to get strong. Like, him running around the gym doing giant supersets is not going to fill that frame out. No way.
No way. I agree. But the thing is, like,
He's got very big legs, though.
He's got massive legs. But then again, correct me if I'm wrong, Brad, but I think in terms of intensity, in terms of volume, in terms of that sort of training, I think we all, including Jamie, we all have that sort of low volume, high intensity approach to training, correct?
Yeah, I do.
You do like 1-2 sets of just utter failure, don't you? Just die.
It's literally the only way I can literally enjoy training. My opinion, my saying is, do what you enjoy.
Yeah.
You'll find all the best bodybuilders in the world. They are the best bodybuilders in the world because they are the most emotionally attached to how they train.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Like, I've went and trained with some people high volume, and they have literally tortured me. But I couldn't enjoy doing that every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoy getting under a bar, one set, all out, and that is it. Not bouncing from machine to machine. So like my type of approach is kind of like, it's a low volume, but not mega low volume. I try and utilize heavy weights, but move them for more reps. So in terms of like cluster sets, rest pause sets, I think these are great ways where you can get strong, but not get dangerously strong.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because shifting weights for like 4 reps, 5 reps is good. It's going to build muscle. But are you going to do that every week? Probably not. And if you are, something's going to go.
And it's
I
probably,
don't think
probably
4
more
or 5.
optimal. It's probably more optimal to increase the reps though. Like you probably need at least 6 reps to really do damage, right?
The muscle
that's
needs
my
to be
rule.
under tension for a certain period of time, and I don't think 4 reps is going to give you enough tension through the muscle. So yeah, like you said, it will make you grow, but I don't think it will be as effective as hitting a rep range of, let's say, 8 to 10.
Yeah. But if someone says get 8 reps with a 5-plate squat, you've got to get 4 before you get 8.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like you've
then
got to build up the numbers safely, though.
But then you would just drop to 4 plates.
Yeah. But see, like it just depends. Like my rule is, with my training partner, you've got to get 6. Minimum is 6. Bodybuilding is minimum 6 reps.
Yeah.
And it's a very close line because if I get over 8 or 9, I'm going heavier.
Yeah, I'm the same. That's
it's a very fine line that I draw.
Yeah. That's exactly how I think. Minimal 6, and if I get over 8 or 9, I'm going up. That's exactly how I think.
Yeah.
And what's your favorite? Like, talk to me. What's your favorite lifts here? So, your staples and your training. What do you got?
In terms of my training, let's say lifts that make a difference.
Different question. Exercise selection for Brad, and for the taller guys listening, what are your go-to exercises that are going to work more effectively?
Okay, well, you find that a lot of taller guys are good from pulling from the floor.
Yeah.
Because they've got like monkey arms like me. Or you'll get a really short guy with little T-Rex arms who can't pull from the floor. Therefore, use that to an advantage. You know, pulling from the floor will get you big without a doubt.
Yeah.
Like, you show me a bodybuilder or anyone who can pull 6 plates from the floor who has a shit back, because it just won't happen.
Yeah.
You get me someone who can squat 6 plates with shit legs, it will never happen. You have to grow to respond to that weight.
Yeah.
So, like, main movements for me is like an RDL.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of the bar squat with my hands back here because I find I'm tall and I'll lift forward and drive by my hams and glutes.
Is that the back squat?
Yeah. I don't like a back squat, especially for my mechanics anyway. It doesn't work. I like to use the safety squat bar, so you're out in front.
See, I hate that.
I love the safety bar. Nice movement.
You've got to think about it more. You've got to balance it.
Yeah.
And I think the best thing is if you can get a good hack squat, that's all you need.
Yeah. Cybex all day.
Cybex hack squat. You can't beat it.
You can't. It destroys. What's your Cybex hack then? Where's it at? At least 5 plates. If I'm on 415, you are definitely over 5.
No, I got 6.5 before my op.
Bruv.
But I don't know what model it is. I'm talking about the Ant Bales one. The one
is that the older one?
Put it this way.
Mate.
The really fucking hard one. You know the Ultraflex one. The one.
I've used that one.
I don't know if Cuba's got one, has he?
Ultraflex, the Ultraflex Amp's got. It's just got a Cybex, I think.
Yeah,
no, he's always had that. He brought that from the old gym.
That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I was on that before you came.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah, that is the best hack squat. The most humbling hack squat you will get.
It's mental.
I've used that one, but I used Emporium in Birmingham. Hard, very hard. If anything, harder than
Emporium. I think Ultimate Fitness has got the same hack squat as Ant as well.
They do. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. That flipping Cybex destroyer.
See, like the Atlantis hack squat and stuff for me is, I'm not going to lie, it tortures your quads, but it's not challenging. It's not challenging. It moves so easy for you, just glides up and down.
Yeah. The Cybex is just a different level hack.
The Atlantis is practically a leg press. Like, you're literally laying down.
Yeah.
Like, it's very, very, very horizontal.
And that's the same, man. Like, this is what I say about a leg press. Like, a leg press to me is useless. Depending how I do it.
Yeah.
Like, if I do a leg press, I'm not trying to press half a ton because I want full range of motion to take my quad for the full range of motion.
Yeah.
So, like, you get guys who can leg press half a ton, you can't even squat 4 plates on that hack squat. Like, it doesn't add up. If you're leg pressing half a ton, literally, you should be squatting God knows what for fun as well. Yeah. So, like, at the end of the day, like, it's me and Matt go by this rule. It's like, do the hard stuff. People don't like to do the hard stuff because you can. A load of plates on a leg press looks awesome. That's why people do it.
Yeah. It's an ego thing, right?
100%.
Posting for the gram,
Yeah, mental. Plans for next year? What shows you looking at? Have you got any in mind?
Next year, I'm not going to compete this year. I don't think it's. I'm just going to use this year to grow. It's going well so far. So next year, I'm going to look at I'll just be in the IFBB now till I get the pro card. I know.
Yeah, go
on. I think they're going to do an Arnold here. I think
they're doing an Arnold Classic here, man. They're doing it.
Yeah, in Birmingham, at the NEC, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that. That's probably definitely one show I'm going to do. Maybe do another 2 bro show. It just depends how it lines up. And then I also want to go out to America to do a show out there as well.
It'll be interesting to see because obviously I can imagine like the judging in America and the criteria is just a different, you know, the English way and the American way. So it'll be interesting to see how you do versus, you know, on your home turf and when you go away over there to see how you get on as well versus the American kind of people. Yeah,
they definitely do it 2 different ways. Definitely.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. But you obviously searching for a pro card next year. Is that the goal?
Pro card's the goal. The pro card's the goal. You know, like, and this sounds daft, but I'm not. I'm there to get the pro card. Yeah. I'll take the pro card when it happens. Yeah. I'm not traveling around the world to get a pro card.
Yeah.
I could 100% get my pro card next year if I want to chase it, like around the world, like people do. But in my opinion, if you can't win a pro card in Britain, you're not good enough to stand next to a pro on a pro stage.
Yeah.
Okay. You've got to be the best in Britain before you can stand next to a top pro and hold your mark.
Yeah.
Like it's all good getting a pro card, but then when you sat on the sideline for 3-4 years, like what are you actually doing? And I don't know. Like I think like coming down, competing, learning your body again, rebounding out, seeing where your weaknesses are again. I think that is beneficial than just like not competing ever, then doing one show, then taking a massive break again, doing another show.
Yeah.
You learn your body so much in a prep.
Interesting. It is crazy though. I mean, typically what you're looking, if everything goes to plan, say you do win your pro card next year.
Yeah.
I definitely think that's possible. I would not put it out the question to say that potentially could happen. If that is the case and you do be successful in that, obviously you're going to take an off season and like grow for a year and make your pro debut, or you just play it by ear right now? You don't know.
Yeah. If I win the pro card, I'd take a break. Really make the improvements that need to be made. Yeah. Because, like I say, you've only ever got one pro debut. Like you've only got one rookie season, and you'll probably remember that season more than any other pro season you ever would.
Yeah.
So obviously you want to make a mark when you walk on stage.
Yeah. For real.
And I want to make a mark. Like I think like a rookie year in a pro looks the best, where like they don't have that mature muscle. You can see that from a mile off when they walk on, but they have that tiny waist and the lines are incredible.
Yeah.
Pretty much like Cuba.
Yeah. Like they've got that tiny waist. Like he's going to walk on stage and the guys next to him are automatically going to win just down to maturity.
Yeah.
But you've got that tiny waist, you've got the lines, and you can see the potential there.
Yeah, that's wicked. And how did the REDCON thing come along?
REDCON? I've been with REDCON now year and a half. Been with REDCON around about a year and a half. So it's well before my first show. I got speaking to some of the guys in Redcon. I joined it, and Redcon's a company that was just growing and growing and growing. It still is. Yeah. To me, this is not just me saying it, but I think it's the best supplement company out there in terms of range of products. Like, you get a company that the only good product is like a pre-workout. The rest of the products are shite.
Yeah.
Like Redcon do have a massive variety of high quality products.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just got in talks with Redcon, joined them. Hopefully, I've got a good clothing. I've got a big clothing sponsor coming up soon, but until it's signed, I can't say anything about it. But hopefully soon, within the next few weeks.
Oh, that's exciting. American.
Because I was doing the Empty the Tank clothing as well.
Yeah, I saw that. American or English company?
Say again?
American or English company?
For the Empty the Tank? Oh, the clothing? American.
Okay.
American, but they're not based in America. They've got places elsewhere. That's the clue you can have.
Trying to work it out now. And I had a question. I had a really good question. Now I can't remember it. Jamie, man, give me some energy here. You're quiet.
Wait, say that again.
I said, give me some energy here. You're quiet.
Sorry, bro. Yeah, so with REDCON1, you said you've been with them for a year and a half, right? Out of all of their products, what would you say is your favourite product? If you had to pick one.
Just one. I'm actually going to say the protein, because I don't sit well with whey protein.
Okay.
I just don't. Like, it's heavy on my stomach. And this is just me. I got a lot of my clients with using whey protein. This isn't a problem. This is just me, myself.
Yeah.
Redcon do a product called MRE.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Which have you had it? Yeah.
Mate, MRE. I'll promise you, MRE, mate. Which one did I have? I had MRE.
Like
I had MRE s'mores. MRE s'mores banging.
Okay, yeah. But it's pretty much just like a whole food protein.
Right, okay.
It's made out of whole protein source. Just like salmon, beef, egg, chicken, everything blended into one. It literally sounds gross, but it tastes amazing. They do an MRE light, which is kind of like, I want to call it like a whey isolate. Very little carbs, very little fat, pure protein. And then they do an MRE, which is a meal replacement, which is the protein, the carbs, the fats, but from quality sources. Like, you've got your MCT oil for your fats. You've got like yams, they call it out there, like sweet potato for your carbs.
Yeah.
And then for your protein, you've got what the MRE light would have in, which was like all the animal-based protein.
That is that's really interesting, actually, because you do wonder sometimes if protein powder is the same quality to, obviously, for a younger, more uneducated market, like you're 16-year-olds and you're thinking, is this protein powder the same quality of protein as this chicken breast? Well, if the protein powder is literally made from chicken breast, that is obviously a very well put together protein, and it is equal to actual food. Yeah, which is also very important.
Yeah, and again, like, especially for the younger guys out there, like, look, when I was young, like, I'm fortunate enough to be sponsored by Redcon to get my stuff now. But when I was young, you need essential supplements. You don't need all these supplements. Like, you need essential supplements. To me, essential supplements is probably a good multivitamin, like a good vitamin product, a good protein, and maybe an EAA product. When it comes to pre-workouts and stuff, that is a bonus. That is a bonus. If you really can't afford pre-workouts, there's other alternatives. It's not the end of the world. But in terms of your protein powders and stuff, is a great supplement.
Yeah, protein, creatine, EAA is pretty standard stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
Staples.
Yeah.
Cool.
And you said you have a girlfriend. Is she into the whole bodybuilding thing?
Yeah. I met her when I first started bodybuilding. So she kind of know no different with me. And then she kind of got into training with me. And then she's in it. She has never competed before. She might compete next year.
Oh, so she met you before you won all your millions of shows?
Just before, like literally like a week before something.
You must
be coaching her.
Say again?
Will you be coaching her if she competes?
Potentially, yeah. Potentially. I've always done a diet, like, in terms of just like, I'm not going to call it an off-season because she's never competed, but like a kind of like gaining diet.
Yeah, wait, mate, I'm going to cut you short really quickly. Oh, I'm so happy you've just said that, Brad. So a lot of people, is he frozen? I know he's there.
No.
A lot of people. So I put a poll on my Instagram, right? I went for a little rant. I was like, can you have an off season if you've never competed? Personally, it's impossible. You can't.
It's not.
You've never been on season, so you can't.
And the other question was.
The other question, Brad. The other question. Oh, he's gonna love this one. He's gonna love this one. The other question, Brad. I want to know your opinion. Can you call yourself a bodybuilder if you don't compete?
No.
Yes! See you later.
So listen, guys will be like, I'm in an off season. So when was your season?
Yeah.
This is your off season. Let's just call it a bulking phase or a gain phase. Just do not call it off season.
Exactly, precisely. Otherwise, people been off season for like 56 years, mate. Do you know what I mean?
And then in terms of the bodybuilding question, no, I honestly think a bodybuilder is someone who competes.
Yeah.
I
have the same, opinion. What about you, Jamie? What's your opinion?
I think you could definitely be a bodybuilder without competing. There are a lot of people out there with insane physiques that work just as hard as bodybuilders do.
Who?
That just don't compete.
No, I'm joking.
But it's true though.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Would you call yourself a footballer if you don't play football?
No, but it's a different thing.
Oh, it's not?
Because the footballers specifically to that sport.
Yeah, and
you train.
Are you a footballer if you play football in the park, so if you can park with your mates?
That's what I mean. Yeah. No, you're not.
But I don't think...
Right. Even better question.
I don't think that's a good example, though.
Even better question. Do you train legs if you wear SBD sleeves?
No, because it just fucking bounces you back up and
down. Jamie loves SBDs, mate. Jamie loves SBDs.
You squat down, there's that much spring, you just fucking fire back in the air.
We're shooting shots at Jamie tonight, mate.
This is why I've been quiet, bro.
He's gonna leave the podcast. He's gonna leave. He's gonna need counselling after this, mate. Yeah, are you single ply? What do you use?
I've actually just been the guy sent me some out, from Tough Wraps.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have good stuff, because I've suffered from like an elbow tendonitis problem for a long time now, for about 10 months. It keeps flaring up and flaring down. And I like to have something where it's support and it warms the joint, but not something that's going to bounce me out of a movement. Because there is, though, it's truthful, there is some wraps out there that are so powerful, like, it doesn't even feel like you're benching.
Really?
Like, they're so springy from the bottom, it's unreal.
Yeah.
But the Tough Wraps are very good.
That's what Hollinshead use, I think.
That's it. James is actually sponsored by them, yeah.
Yeah. Man,
yeah.
Did you hear that, Jamie?
Yeah.
I've never actually worn a pair of the SBDs.
Well, let's look at Brad's legs.
If you bounce using them, then it's gonna.
What's he doing? No way. No,
I'm getting the charger, man.
I was like, he's gonna give us a full. He's giving us a full flipping version of the legs here. Flipping out.
No, so I think if you use them, but you actually slow down your negatives and you pause at the bottom, there's no way it's bouncing you back up again.
Yeah. All right, I agree with you. Yeah.
I don't.
He still does.
I do agree.
Danny, got any questions from your Instagram?
Let me have a look quick.
All right, this is on charge now. It'll be good.
I had a couple ones actually, but they're pretty deep questions, bro. I'll ask you one. So I got a question. Obviously, you're sponsored by REDCON1, right?
Yep.
I know you were like a massive Dallas fan, right?
Yeah.
And current situations, obviously, with the passings of Luke and that, you must have worked on the same booth as Luke. What was it like to be around him at expos and just your general relationship?
Yeah, Luke was awesome. He was kind of like, I want to say like there was only one. Something I always remember about Luke, he could get away with saying shit that only he could get away with saying. He'd grief you. Like he'd always grief you. He'd always take the piss out of you, but it's in a funny way. Like a funny way that everyone would laugh at it.
Yeah.
And he was really funny. He was really funny. I remember at the last expo, which was Body Power with REDCON.
Yeah.
Like we were just there, and then 1 minute Luke would be there, and he'd be disappeared again. We'd be like, "Where's Luke gone? Got the toilet? Nah, he hasn't got it. No one knows." Okay, he'd come back with another tray of donuts, from that donut place, right? Because the guy kept hooking him up with loads. He'd eat the donuts and be like, "Where's Luke gone again?" He'd come back with another tray of donuts.
I think I saw that on your. I saw that when you were at Body Power on your stories.
Honestly, he kept taking trips to get donuts every time.
Oh, man.
That's so funny.
Did you ever train with him?
Yeah, I trained with him.
Him and Ben.
I trained with him that time in an emporium.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is my thoughts when I train with Luke. So I see him lifting all these crazy weights, and we were training shoulders. And I remember we were on it's like the hamstring shoulder press that goes backwards.
Yeah.
The Emporium one was quite heavy. It's probably one of the heaviest ones I've ever used. I think I walked up like 4.5 plates or something. We were there with Ben Chow and Donna as well.
Sick.
Me, Ben, and Luke were training, and we were just like plate on, do 5 reps, another plate on, do 5 reps. And I was watching Luke when he was training, and I'm thinking like, he doesn't look that strong. Like he's not blasting it from the bottom, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I can get under a machine, do a few reps, and you can just see it's just cruising up and down.
Yeah.
Luke's was kind of just moving up and down.
Yeah.
He'd add a plate, we go 3 plates, he'd pick it up, it just move. It honestly looked pretty hard. He'd go 4 plates, he'd go 5 plates, he'd go 6 plates, and he'd pick up 6, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. He just cruised it up and down, right? 3 reps. He'd go like another one, we go 7. He picks 7 up, right, and just cruises it up and down. His form never changed from 1 plate to 7 plates on that hamstring press. It was crazy.
That's a madness.
And that's the main thing that I remember about training with Luke. Like, I honestly, I couldn't understand how his form just never changed. Like, he never seemed to put any more effort into exercises or anything. He just kept adding a plate, and that was it.
Look the same.
Just kept rolling.
Precision, right? I mean, I've been in the same gym. I trained at the same gym as Luke, Muscleworks Orpington, right? So,
I keep needing to get down to that place, yeah.
Oh, mate, if you do, like, you will literally, the leg floor, you will just never leave.
Yeah.
It's got like 15, put it this way, it's got 8 leg presses, bruv.
It's got, what's that leg press? It's really funky. It's got like, you press on the pad, but you load them on the side, if that makes sense.
No, it's the Avenger. So it's like, you're like locked in.
Yeah, that one.
Never vertical, and it's like this.
Yeah.
And it's really good for your quads, man. You put your feet nice and low, and your quads just get a battering. But what I was saying was, like, I remember seeing Luke in the gym, like, flipping bent over, rolling that 5 plates aside, just thinking, what's going on? Like,
yeah, he's strong.
Stupid.
Strong, but then that's what I love. Like, he's strong with perfect execution. That's strength to me. Anyone can pick up 5 plates and just jump it up and down. Like, there's a different, like, true strength.
Yeah, mental.
Like, I'd rather shift a weight for 4 reps, like we explained before, than 8 shit reps.
Yeah.
Them 4 are going to make a bigger difference.
I also got a question regarding your training split. So have you always, I mean, what is your training split? Because there's a lot of talk right now about push-pull legs, upper, lower, single body. What do you do? What's your go-to?
I've always done single body part. Always.
That's really interesting.
Okay, it's the only thing I can train. It's the only thing I can get away with progressing with. I've tried push-pull.
Yeah.
So Matt Jensen put me on a push-pull legs program. I couldn't progress for nothing.
Really?
My weight had, no joke, nearly 50% decreased.
Wow.
So I think it's a mental thing. So let's use legs for an example. Okay, quads and hamstrings. If you put me on a hack squat, it takes a lot of mental energy to get me through that set because I go so all out.
Yep, same.
I go all out in the leg press. I go all out with leg extensions. I physically could not think of anything worse than then going on to doing RDLs or leg curls for hamstrings. Yeah. I have nothing left. I can do them, but I find I'm kind of just lying on the chair, moving my legs. Like, there's nothing really happening here.
Yeah.
No connection.
Yeah. And the biggest difference was chest and shoulders. So we do chest, and we'll alternate it. But we do chest, and then when I'd come to shoulders, I just had nothing there. There's just nothing there with shoulders.
Interesting.
So So for me, I just hit it all out now once. Like I'd always do like I call them like primary and secondary body parts. So like primary would be like a shoulder, secondary would be my triceps, and then that's it. One all out, just once a week.
That is interesting because a lot of people, obviously, we had Kuba on last week, and he was talking about push-pull legs work for him, and you know, I think it's weird because there are a lot. There's like 20 million ways to skin a cat.
Yeah.
We changed anything? I literally can hear myself talking.
Mute yourself or unmute quickly. Try that. Talk.
Hello.
Nah.
That's better. But obviously, it just shows there's more than one way to skin a cat because you had Kuba doing push-pull legs and you're doing single body part, but you're both massive guys.
Yeah.
It's interesting because there's people that are like, no, you can't do that, man. You do that, you won't get big. I promise.
I think it's like you said, you do the thing you enjoy and you stick to it.
Yeah.
100%.
Mad.
So like if you're going to do push-pull legs and hit every single session, how long are you going to train for? Are you going to be doing that 10 years time? You're probably not.
Yeah.
And you just, I don't know, it's not like I didn't enjoy it.
It's not best for Brad.
Nah, it wasn't best for me. I felt like I was in the gym too long. Like, again, like it's attention span, you know, like I'm in the gym for a reason. I have a purpose when I'm in the gym to do a job. After that, I'm kind of sat, just move my legs and that's it. I'm out after that.
Yeah. Interesting. And your diet protocol, are you one of the guys that can just get away with, you know, are you mentally capable of dieting the whole year in terms of sticking to a meal plan, or are you quite relaxed in the off season? I know Matt Jansen went through a Chick-fil-A hype at one stage, didn't he? He fucking loves Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, but we don't have that over here.
No, yeah, for real, man. But like, I remember he was feeding the Asher when he was in.
Yeah. Jensen was serious when I was on prep, so like we didn't have a cheat for a while.
Yeah.
And I think I had. Let me think. I had 8 Five Guys or something in like 12 days.
What?
Yeah.
What?
I had like 8 Five Guys, day after day, within a 12-day period.
Your bank balance must have got shut down.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't interested about the bank. I was just eating Five Guys on prep. I was having.
I would have said, mate. Matt, you're paying for these, bruv. Like,
no, it was crazy. So that was literally to just hold condition. Like when we got because I'd done the Ryan Terry show. I think I had it was like something like 6 weeks after till the British, but I was nailed for the Ryan Terry show. So what do you do for 6 weeks? You don't have enough time to come up. You don't have enough time to kind of keep low.
Yeah, for real. So you have to maintain.
So we kind of had to draw a very fine line. So it's just like going flat, filling up, going flat, filling up.
Yeah.
But then by the end, my metabolism was going so fast, we'd fill up on a high carb day and it just do nothing. Like we needed some sort of junk food in there. Yeah. So it was always just burger and fries from Five Guys.
So just repeat one more time. Just one more time. How many Five Guys in how many days?
Yeah, I had like 8 Five Guys off the trot. It's crazy.
Jesus Christ, mate. And I mean, so what weight were you around then? How did it like in? Because your weight must have been like this, bruv.
No.
You just hold.
I'd eat the Five Guys and wake up lighter. Seriously, I'd eat the Five Guys. Matt would be like, "Send me your weight tomorrow." I'd be like, "I'm 3 pounds lighter." He'd be like, "Okay, Five Guys again today."
Go back, please. Yeah.
And then I'd eat Five Guys, and he'd be like, "What's your weight?" And I'd be like, "I'm bang on base weight." So give me another day, I'm going to be 3 pounds lighter again. So it was honestly, I want to say I was ready a little too early for the British, but I'd rather be early. I'd rather be ready early than ready late for sure.
Yeah. So was that your approach then? Get ready early and then feed up.
Yeah, that is my approach. I do think that's honestly. I think like even a lot of the pros now, I think the rule is about 2 weeks out and just try and hold the condition.
Yeah.
You're only going to improve. My weight didn't move at all, and I was getting sharper and sharper and sharper as the days went on.
Yeah, and you bought condition, man. Like you weren't fat. I remember your waist is tiny, bro. Like
yeah.
Did you ever think about doing classic? Obviously, you want to do supers. It'd probably be a weight problem for you dropping down, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it'd probably be a weight problem for me. But again, like I have nothing against classic. I actually think it's a great class. But it's not something that I originally set my bodybuilding goals out to do.
Yeah.
I set my bodybuilding goals out to be an open bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Like an awesome physique for me is like Ian Valier has a very small waist for how much mass he's actually got.
Scary.
Then you have a physique like Sean Roden, who doesn't have so much mass, but you couldn't draw him better.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? If it's trying to find the balance between like having the mass but keeping the waist.
Yeah.
Because I feel like
I've got a great question for you now. Keep going. I don't want to forget this. Keep talking.
If you chase the mass, I think people push the mass too much, and I think they lose the quality about them. They lose the lines. Yeah.
So, in your off season, like, how hard will you push food? How high will you push weight? Like, because obviously you didn't just get as big as you are from eating 4 meals a day. Like, it's just not going to happen. Yeah. You must be putting in a decent amount. Well, you must have put a decent amount of food and pushed weight to a pretty uncomfortable place to get to the size you are. But what's interesting is your waist is still very, 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 very tight when you prep. You vacuum and you look like you've got a men's physique waist. So how, where was your food at?
Yeah, good question. So like in the off season, I do like to push the food, but I'm a big believer in making the most out the least. So I make the most out the least food first, and then when you've accomplished that, when your strength's stalled or whatever, we push the food again. So we're always progressing. But when it comes to, I think what's important in keeping a tight waist, take the genetics to one side because genetics plays a big part.
Yeah, of course. Is
digestion of meals. It's all right shoving 8 meals down the hatch a day, but are you digesting them 8 meals? Like the food sources I work around now are food sources I work perfect with. I have zero bloating. Like, for example, oatmeal. I will never eat oatmeal in an off season because for some reason it just bloats the hell out of me. So like, I think it's taking note of your digestive tract and getting that perfect. That will always keep your waist tight. We always do push the food, maybe not ridiculously high, because we have pushed the food once and I got fat very quick. Me and Matt still laugh about this. Like, we pushed the food really high one time and I seemed to get fat quick.
How high?
Like, you were talking like
7,000?
I don't know how many calories, but you may be talking 1,000 grams of carbs a day.
Okay.
You're talking like 800 to 1,000 a day, which seems awesome, but day after day that is a lot. And I seem to get fat very quick.
That's not awesome. Like, for those listening, 1,000 grams of carbs a day is fucking shockingly hard.
Yeah.
Especially from clean sources.
Yeah, that's a problem from clean sources. Like, I only have 1 cheat meal a week. Yeah. I'm not a believer in more cheat meals to cover more calories.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you guys, but when I eat a cheat meal, that fucks me up for the rest of the day sometimes and the next day with my food. I just don't feel as hungry as I did before I had the cheat meal.
Yeah, well, for me, like, I've spoken to, obviously, Jamie about this. When I get an off-plan meal, I don't necessarily have... a lot of people wouldn't deem my off-plan as a cheat meal. Do you know what I mean? I might have an off-plan meal and I might have a massive fry-up. Well, a massive fry-up to a pizza is completely different.
I fry up daily in my meal plan. So I see that. I have a fry up daily in my meal plan, and I see that, and I'm just like, that's no cheat meal, bro.
But do you know what I mean? Like,
I know what you mean. You want wholesome food.
Some people take the piss and they're eating like 7 tubs of Ben & Jerry's and...
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's like a challenge to them because you've given them a meal off plan.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I do with, like, when I prep people. It's like, that's why I don't like doing cheat meals. Go have a cheat meal because you have no idea how mad he's going to go. So I'd rather just actually structure his food for that day so he can't go over it.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, when I eat a cheat meal, I just feel very full. I have to be very mindful of my cheat meals. In terms of pizza and stuff, just does nothing for me.
I can't, mate. If I eat a pizza, I'm passing out. Two slices in, I'm gone.
Yeah.
You know.
What I find for me when I have a cheat meal, that day I'm fucked, but then the next day I wake up so hungry, like painfully hungry.
Yeah, but that is the whole point of a cheat meal if it's worked.
Yeah.
Like that's boosted your metabolism good.
Yeah. See, I'm the different. I have a cheat meal, I wake up feeling shit. I'm like, Don't even talk to me about food, blood.
Yeah.
You know?
I always try and have a cheat meal. So I don't try and have a cheat meal for legs. I try and have a cheat meal after legs, like after my big body part. Before, I'm scared in case I feel like groggy the next day after it or something.
Yeah.
So I always try and just do it that evening.
Yeah.
I like to have it night before legs. That's when I put it in. But then again,
the night before. I'd never have anything actually on the day before.
Yeah.
I'd never have any sort of like, even going for breakfast and stuff. I just wouldn't chance it.
I wouldn't chance it either. I normally do, if I'm training, if I've got enough planned night before legs, it'll be a rest day. And I'll probably do like, I'm not even joking, I could do at least 700 to like a whole flipping kilo of sushi.
Yeah, I'm a big sushi.
You know?
Yeah.
But then some people do like 4 extra large pizzas for like 15 Krispy Kremes, seven creams.
That's very much the position I was in a little while back. But I think that's just because my relationship with food was shit. I was just dieting and just going into that cycle of just whenever I had a cheat meal, I'd take the absolute piss of it.
Yeah. That's probably because your base plan is you're not enjoying it.
Yeah, I think it was very much.
I honestly enjoy eating my strict diet.
Yeah.
I honestly eat a cheat meal so I can go out and actually like have an hour or two off.
Yeah.
That is my reason for a cheat meal.
Yeah.
So that at that point in time, my plan was literally just every meal was chicken and rice, pretty much, and it just made me hate rice so much. Now my plan's very balanced. Like I've got at least 4 different protein sources for the day.
Yeah.
About 4 carb sources. And it's just so much more balanced. I'm eating a lot of things that I like daily now. So I'm eating bacon medallions, I'm eating eggs, I'm eating pasta.
Yeah.
That's every day. And these are my
There's
favourites.
nothing wrong with eating that in the off season.
No.
Yeah.
When it comes to prep, it's a different game. But this is exactly the same for me. I have pasta in the off season. Why? Because I like pasta.
Yeah.
I have bread, like toast in the off season because I like it. But when it comes to prep, I just don't eat them things because it's you're eating for a purpose then. Right now, you're eating kind of just to gain size and get strong.
Yeah, it's different. I remember when you were prepping, you gave away a prep hack of the 0 calorie spray on the butter spray.
The 1 cal, yeah.
Mate, you saved the prep for me, bro. I was like, I think that was like around the time I discovered you. I was like, this guy's spraying butter spray on these bagels, but there's no calories, bro. I'm getting it.
Tastes nice.
Hey, it tastes dang, mate. He changed the prep. I got through the prep, bro. So the whole point of this podcast was saying thank you for the spray, mate, because it made a big difference. Have you tried it, Jamie?
What, the butter spray?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still doing that to this day, even in off season.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah, it does it.
Stick it on. I stick it on crumpets as well because I have crumpets with my eggs in the morning, and I put it on there. I don't use butter, obviously, so I use that. It's nice.
Mad.
Yeah.
Brad, have you got time, mate, or do you need to shoot off?
No, let's keep rolling. It's just the other day I had a busy one.
No, that's fine, mate. So, I mean, are you obviously training at home with minimal equipment or what?
Yeah, so obviously at home I have I just have a standard barbell. I went and got quite a few plates. And something I haven't been doing in a long time. I always used to do rack pulls inside the gym.
Yeah.
But at home I've been doing deadlifts. And honestly I've been enjoying it. So like them physique photos I've posted, that is some bang minimal equipment, barely any leg training. The only thing I do is a squat, but I've got nowhere to actually put the squat on, so I can't go crazy heavy.
Mate, you got to get right. This is what I done. Get 2 dustbins.
Yeah.
And put the rack. So get the dustbins.
The hell out of the dustbins.
Yeah, it works. I promise you, mate. Go next leg day. Trust me, Brad.
Yeah.
Trust me. You must have those dustbins, yeah?
Yeah. I know.
Dustbin, plate. You're laughing, bruv. I put 120 on, no problems. 0 problems.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
Trust me.
I got you.
Trust me. But it's amazing how you've done that with like 0 kit, man.
Yeah. Just compounds. Honestly, and I was doing that many compounds. This is what I put on my story the other day. I literally feel it. Like I feel like I need to rest more now than ever.
Yeah.
Because it's more like your lower back takes a beating. So like
barbell work is taxing, very, very taxing.
Barbell massively. So you're doing like stop dead bent over rows. You'll be doing a stop dead RDL. You'd be doing RDLs, deadlifts like that. Honestly, it's good. But it's so taxing on your lower back.
Yeah, it's weird.
Other than when I'm in a gym, I would do 1 week deads, 1 week RDLs. Like, I wouldn't ever do them on the same week.
Yeah, no way. Your lower back would be fried, man.
Yeah, exactly.
See, when I was training from home as well, my workouts were very much barbell orientated. I had to deload a lot more regularly because I was just fucked. Like, it was every 4 weeks because it got to the point where, yeah, my strength just declined. I felt absolutely dreadful. I wasn't recovering.
Yeah.
It was all just heavy barbell work.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. One thing I've done in this this lockdown is, in terms of training wise, I've spent the time and the weight that I've got to master the barbell. So all my execution now on my deadlifts, my squats, my bench press, bent over row, everything with a barbell, RDLs, I've really taken the time to use the weight I've got, which it's not heavy for me, you know what I mean? But I've spent the time making it heavy to perfect my form, you know? And I found I've grown. I've actually, like, I look better now coming out of lockdown than when I came in lockdown.
Yeah. You know why? Because you won't find the time to do that inside a gym.
Yeah, you won't.
You don't. You want to go in a gym. You want to train. If you had a bad session, you want to huff. Like, you want to mood. Like, now in lockdown, you have a time to go outside and actually figure out exactly what you are doing and how to improve.
Yeah. So silver linings almost with it.
Yeah, exactly. You can kind of take a step back and have a look.
Yeah, I think
like exactly how you train.
I think this lockdown massively benefited my training. I took so much time to focus on technique, and I'm already seeing the improvements as a result of that.
Yeah.
Because
I think execution with weight is massive.
Oh, so important.
It is everything. You look at a pro. You look at a pro bodybuilder who can lift good weight, like I mentioned before.
Yeah.
His execution is perfect.
Yeah.
His rep 1 is no different from rep 10. The only thing that changes is his range of motion.
Yeah.
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 Exactly that.
It's mental, man. But, like, I feel everyone's going to agree with this, and we've probably all done it. But in the gym, like, we all get, let's face it, we all love lifting heavy things, right? We fucking love it. Like,
we get carried away.
Maybe not so much now because we've matured in our bodybuilding training and we're not stupid. But when we were younger, you know, oh, that was light, let's whack another 20 on. Oh, that was light too, let's whack another 20 on. Another 20.
End up doing like shitty reps.
Yeah, but you feel good because you lifted it, right? You're like, fuck, and it does nothing for your physique. Listen,
Jordan Peters said something the other day and he had me in stitches because this was literally me to a T when I was a kid. So you lift the bar or something, okay, and you feel a twinge.
Yeah.
But you don't put the bar down, okay?
You
do another rep. You do another rep to feel it, to see if it's gone.
Yeah. I've heard that as well when Jordan said.
I do it. So I'll lift something like an RDL or I feel my hamstring. But I'm going to go down again and I'm going to double check this just to see if it's gone. Yeah, it's gone. That's it.
Yeah, it's fucked. Hamstring flies across the gym. Mad. Yeah, but we've all done that, man. Like,
I was there. There's something I've improved on.
Yeah, know when to stop.
I think you need to be more aware of it the stronger and stronger you get.
Yeah.
Like, if I go in a gym now and don't feel it or feel niggles or feel tight, and I'm going to stop putting like 5.5 plates on a bar, like it's not going to end well. So like, now I have the knowledge to step back and train a different way for that day, and still achieve a good session.
And for you, are you a big progressive overload guy? Do you carry a logbook, or do you just tear the absolute shit out of it? Or both?
Just tear the absolute shit out of it. No, like, I believe in the logbook, but I don't believe in walking around the gym with your head in the logbook. You don't need a logbook. This is my opinion. You do not need a logbook to do a side lateral raise or a calf raise. Like, you just don't need a logbook for that. You need a logbook for like 4 movements, honestly, and that's it. Like,
RDLs, the big ones.
Literally, your main compounds. Like, you don't need to know how many reps you did with a side lateral last week. Just go to failure, and that's what you like. That's the best you can do, is go to failure.
Yeah. But surely, that's the thing. If you go to absolute failure, let's use side raise as an example, right? Let's say you go to absolute failure. I'm talking, you're devastated, mate. You're crying, bastard, done. On a 12 kilo side raise, smashed it. If you go to absolute failure, you achieve the stimulus, right? If you go to absolute failure again on like a 12 or 15, like a little bit of weight more heavier, because it's a side raise, is the difference in how much muscle you're going to build like that substantial? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, you're going to get 3 kilos of loading more, but it's failure on this weight, failure on that weight. Do you know what I mean?
So if you're log booking side raises, is your end goal to be side raising 100 kilo dumbbells? It's not. Like, it's not. But why are you log booking it then? Like, you're log booking it for a reason.
Yeah.
Like, your maximum progression, you want to be benching 3-4 plates, whatever. That's understandable.
Yeah.
But in terms of laterals, and I say it because I see it time and time again.
Yeah.
Like,
I used to log book everything.
Yeah. But you're not focused on your session. You're not focused on your session. I'm a big believer. Just when you go in a gym, just take that 60 minutes, and I think it's learning yourself mentally. Just attack it, and that means like whether you got your music on or whatever, just no phone, no logbook, and just not jot something down just quickly after a lift, but move on to the next one. Yeah. And that's something I found massively about my training. Just go in there and get the job done.
Yeah, I used to be, so I was coached by Jordan Peters, right, for a long time, 15 weeks. And in those 15 weeks, he had me logbooking every single thing, which for some people's great. I get it. But like, I didn't get bored. I was very much in the logbook life, and it worked. But as of recent, I keep track of my main lifts. I keep track of my deadlift, RDL, bench, hack squat, like all the main compounds that are literally going to be top set bangers, right? I keep track of those. And I'm a bit more free on the logbook when it comes to other things. And I found I've progressed more not caring so much about the logbook than caring about the logbook.
Yeah.
And another thing.
Yeah, go on.
Another thing, you get so caught up in your logbook. Like, so you'll have your weight on the bench and you'll be like, oh shit, I need to check what I did last week. Other than just pick that bar up and go balls to the wall. Sometimes you're so let's say I got 6 last week. When you hit 6, you will mentally fatigue. Like, when you hit 7, you get so happy, that's it, you can't do any more. But if you just forgot about that, you just go and go and go.
Probably got 10.
It's true though. You mentally fatigue. So like, if someone tells you like, lift this and I want you to get 7, when you hit 7 in your head by counting, this is why I don't count reps much anyway. When you hit 7, you'll mentally fatigue that much. That's it, it'll have an impact on your step.
Yeah, that's why, like, sometimes, obviously, like we discussed earlier in the podcast, we aim for, we say like minimal 6, but I have that in the back of my head. Like, that's like autopilot for me. Do you know what I mean? So I won't, if someone asks me how many reps you want, I'm not going to go 10, 12, 15. I'm just going to get on that, whatever I'm doing, and just beat the absolute shit out of it until I do my set, until I fail at the bottom or whatever I'm doing.
Yeah.
I find a lot of people go, I want 10 reps. And then, like Brad said, they get to 10 and they're like, and then they fail out mentally when they probably had 5 more.
They've got 10, yeah.
So
when really, what is 10 reps? It's just a number in your head.
Yeah. Interesting.
But like, I'm not totally against logbook, and I do think it's great. I think it's great if you do it, but not take it over the top.
Yeah.
I remember, do you know who Dan McNabb is? Big Pal Nasty.
Yeah, he's a really funny guy.
He's fucking jokes, isn't he? I want to get him on here so bad, but he's going to be so offensive to everyone in the world. I think he's hilarious. But he was talking about logbooks, and he was like, you know, I don't know what his his take on logbooks was, but he was talking about how he saw someone drawing in their logbook, because some people just like literally spend the whole day writing in there. They could be doodling rather than focusing on their next set.
Yeah. I also do think that
distraction, really.
If you don't beat your numbers as well, it can really ruin the session and put you in a negative mood the whole session. And
that's true.
That can take a negative toll as well, obviously.
Yeah, although I'm not actually, no, I can't say that on camera. Anyway, what are your strongest lifts, Brad?
My strongest, well, put it this way, this is one thing I've never done a 1 rep max in my life.
Yeah.
Even when I was stupid and young, I never ever done a 1 rep max.
Okay, for reps. Okay, so if I said all-time strength, Brad, in terms of like rep range 6 to 8, what are we talking?
Well, the best squat I ever did was on the Cybex hack that we talked about, and I think I got 11 or 12 with like 6.5 on there. So that I was strong before I went to get that up. Like, I was strong. I will get that. I will beat that when I go back.
Do you not get scared of your knee?
Nah. Honestly, I was more scared of my knee then than what I am now.
Yeah.
Because my knee was in, like, it could have snapped. Because what happened is I had a piece of bone that had came off my knee and was stuck in the pressure pad of my kneecap.
Yeah, shit.
And the surgeon said, if it does drop off, it'll damage your knee a lot. So obviously I was scared in case that was snapping.
Yeah.
So now it's clean. It's all right.
Interesting.
But in terms of lifts, to be honest, I like the plan lifts. I don't like to chase them too much, but I like to have goals in the gym, and I've actually made them. So like I have like an RDL goal by the end of the year. Only if I'm in off season. If I start a prep, this kind of goes out the window.
Yeah.
Like a deadlift, a squat, a bench, and just like big compounds like that.
So what are they?
But hopefully, I want to get like a 4-plate bench. My pressing isn't amazingly strong. I'm a lot better at pulling.
Yeah, same. 100% same.
Oh, and in terms of deadlift, I want to get 6 splits aside for like good reps though, like not just like a 1-repper.
Like
RDL. Let me think. RDL I had 5 plates before, so I want to try and get like a 5.5 for good reps.
Easy.
And then in terms of like dumbbell press and stuff, I'm not a huge fan of dumbbell press. I like to do like machine stuff. We've just got the prime stuff in Ultraflex, so I'm going to try and progress a lot on that. But it's just trying to pick some numbers and just shoot at them.
So do you just said something like related to me a lot, but I feel like, so I'm very, in terms of my physique, right? My strongest points are my back and my legs, okay?
Yep.
In terms of development, they are by 5,000 miles the best parts of my body. And
yep.
I think I put that down to one, training like a very smart but mad man in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
So training hard and smart. And also because I pick all the hard stuff. So squats, RDLs, hacks, leg press, all with good execution. But with other body parts such as chest and shoulders, I've up till like, I don't know however long ago, but let's say 4 or 5 months ago, I've always vouched for machines. Now I've been neglecting more of the barbell work, more of the dumbbell work. And I feel like because I've neglected the dumbbell work and the barbell work, my development hasn't been as good as other body parts. But it's interesting to hear that you favor machines more.
No, definitely. It depends. It depends what you class as like the prime. You know the prime machines.
Yeah, they're very good.
They're very good. They're very good. But I don't. In terms of pressing, I'm not a fan of free dumbbells because I think it takes that much effort to get them up.
Yeah.
By the time you come to press, you could probably get 3 reps if you just done that same movement on a machine. Yeah. You've got to think: are you implementing the same movement by doing another machine? Like a great shoulder press for me is the Viking press.
Yeah, yeah.
That is a lot safer than doing like a dumbbell press to me.
Yeah.
And technically they're roughly the same movement. But when it came to improving my pressing with scapular control,
yeah,
I had very poor scapular control. This is something I worked on massively, and my pressing came up. What you know what I mean by scapular control? So I mean like when you get on a bench, pull your scapula back. You know, like a powerlifting, like a powerlifting stance. Yeah. Pin your scaps back to the bench, and you'll find if you are bad at pressing, you'll find you probably don't do that.
Yeah.
And then another thing in doing that in a bodybuilding approach, you've got to build stamina up by doing that. Like a powerlifter does that for 1 rep and he racks again. That's easy.
Okay, so
you've got to do that.
How did you improve your scapular control then?
You can do like a, I don't know if it's right. Is it like a Sorno press? So what a really good one is lie face down on a bench and press above your head, keeping your hands upwards. So everything that's holding you up here is scaps from the back, from around the back of you. Another great one is hanging. So you do like a pull up from a pull up station.
And then you kind of
just contracting with your scapula.
Pull back.
Okay.
Your arm should be pretty much straight.
It's like
so
your initiation stage of a pull up sort of thing.
I do that before every single push and movement. Like I warm all my scapula up, I activate all my scapula, and then I press. And honestly, the difference is amazing.
Really, because for me, like I'm in a phase now where I'm really trying to build as much tissue in my shoulders and my chest. And my chest has always been a lagging body part, but I'm trying to come up with different techniques. So obviously, one of the techniques I've been using now is obviously pre-exhaust it. So I related it back to my legs, right? So I always start a leg session with a hamstring curl and a leg extension. That's always how I start my leg sessions. And for me, they grow. It's not hard. Me. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to pre-exhaust chest. So I'm going to start every chest session with a pec deck or fly movement to get the fibers ready, to get the chest moving, to feel what it's like to contract before I start pressing.
Are you pre-exhausting it or just warming it up well?
I'd say I'm not pre-exhausting it to the point where I'm killing the shit out of it, but I'm doing like, imagine like your top set on a pec deck for 15 reps is 100 kilo. I'm doing like 70 kilo for 15 reps. So I'm not going till failure. I'm just getting the blood in, doing a bit of damage. The pump hurts sort of thing, but I'm not doing anything that's going to take away from my pressing. I'm still beating the logbook with my pressing, but I feel it a lot more from the pec deck.
Yeah. See, like, that's what I do with quads. So like, I have like a quad focus and a ham focus day.
Yeah.
So before I go into it, I do leg extensions and hack squat. On my leg extensions, I'll do an all-out, like, you can call it a pre-exhaust. Your quads are literally pumped to hell. But when you come to squat, there's nothing else working than your quads. There's zero hamstring connection.
And why is that? Because you pre-exhausted.
Because there's so much blood in them. Because they're activated. So I activate my quads and my glutes. Therefore, when I come to squat, they're the only two things working.
Yeah. See, that's exactly my approach. I probably don't turn it up as much as you do in the leg extension, but that's the kind of mindset I'm having for the pec deck as well, to get blood in there so that when I do press, it's all the blood's in the pec, and it does make a big difference for sure.
Yeah. And then again, like when you're doing your pec deck for your chest, just think about scaps back all the time into the bench. Try and squeeze the bench as hard as you can.
Yeah.
So the only thing moving is your chest. And then again, what I try and do with my pec deck and any fly is try to do bicep to chest.
Yeah, just that.
Yeah, but then try not to bring your elbow to your body. Try and bring your elbow away from your body, and you'll get a much better connection with your chest.
Yeah.
So if you can warm up, you can call it pre-exhaust. With that, then go into a press, you'll connect a lot better with your chest. But then not forgetting to keep your scaps back into the bench all the time. You might find at the start you're weaker by doing that because it's a new movement for your body.
Yeah.
But over time, you'll get stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So
you're never gonna get strong. You'll have shit form up to a certain strength, then you'll get that certain strength. You can no longer progress.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're almost trying to grip the bench with your back.
Yeah. You find a good bench and literally just pull your scaps into the bench.
Yeah.
At the start, your lats should literally cramp up. Like when I first started doing it, I'd train chest and wake up with back DOMs. That's because I was squeezing my back so hard in all my presses. But now it's just used to it.
And that's the story of how Brad got his back from just training chest.
This is
How do you get a big chest? By bench press.
Yeah.
This is what I was saying to Dan. Since I fixed up my presses, especially during this lockdown, I've been getting really sore back DOMs. But that's just from just sticking my scap into the bench as hard as possible. Because obviously there's agonist and antagonist muscles. So if you've got one contracted, the other one stretching. But yeah, I noticed that a lot recently.
I think that's what I'm going to do then. I'm going to hit a pec deck, 2 set. Or would you do the scapular retraction on the pull-up bar before the pec deck? Yeah.
Yeah. So what I like to do is for my warm-up, so I do like a pec deck. Doesn't need to be massively heavy. I would kind of, if you can, depends if you're in a gym when it's busy, I try to superset them both. So I do one pec deck, then do some scapular retractions, do another pec deck. And I might do like 3-4 times. I'm not going all out, but then I would go into my bench and then stop my session.
Yeah, that's interesting. So
I do a lot of like gay shit before I train, like doing my scapular retractions and stuff. But when it comes to actually training, it benefits you so much.
Yeah.
Love it. That's so funny. Mad. I'm going to try that. I'm going to Brad says retract scapula and pull-ups. He's got a massive chest. I'm going to get a massive chest too. Mad.
Scaps back hard into the bench.
What would you say for you personally, your weaker body parts were? And yeah, like how long did it take for you to figure out how to train them? Because everyone, unless you're literally Phil Heath, who's discovered every single inch of his body, what to do with it. Everyone's really got like a lagging body part, or
Yeah,
not so strong.
See, I've never had like a ridiculous body part. I've just always been kind of in proportion.
Balance, yeah.
Yeah, like you get guys with ridiculous arms, but then their arms are so ridiculous, their shoulders look tiny.
But the problem
Like,
is, you look pretty ridiculous all round, though.
But I haven't had like one massive standout body part.
Yeah.
If I could pick a weakness, it would be probably chest and arms for me, just purely because my arms have got long levers.
Yeah.
But in terms of chest, I always had a weakness there until I learned to pull my scaps back. And I wasn't using my chest, I was using my front delts. That's why my front delts were so good. Like, until you find the source of what's wrong, you'll always see the bigger picture after that.
We're basically twins, mate. So you discovered how to train your chest first. You went to win on fucking every show in the world, yeah? Now it's my turn. I'm going to, get scapula retracted, grow my chest. You might as well call me Dad Willis, mate. I'm coming. It's game over.
He's going to pull his scaps back into that bench and beat me for the pro card next year.
Watch. It's the difference. That scap retraction. Mark my words, bruv. Watch. Imagine. No, I'm not deluded. But you know what I mean. Mad.
Are you going to compete next year?
Yeah. So I mean, my thing is, my last show was men's physique. I started that prep at 85. Was on stage. I weighed in that morning before we started feeding at 70 kilo. I bought a physique that was worth a placing, but unfortunately with the gyno, I didn't place anywhere, which was absolutely heartbreaking. Which is sad because that was an Arnold Classic qualifier, so I was gutted. Obviously, as you would be gutted. So I took. I mean, that was 2018. It's now 2020. It's been 2 years of growing. Everything's progressed massively. I've started that prep at 85. I'm coming up to 100 kilos. So we have grown a lot of tissue.
There's a certain tissue there. Yeah.
I will do classic next year. I want to do classic. I'm 5'9". I think my weight cap is 180 pounds. So yeah, that's the aim for me, man. I'll take this year off. Well, obviously I've taken it off. I'll finish the year. Ideally, I'd like to get to 100 kilo in respectful condition. Like I'm nowhere near fat, but I'm nowhere near stage lean. In the morning, I can still see my abs in my check-in photos. My legs are still pretty lean. I carry all of my fat and my water around my hips and my abs and my chest. So, I can kind of see when I'm getting fatter on those areas. But yeah, I would like to classic physique next year for me. I don't want to do men's physique anymore because obviously for me, the way my body's grown and the structure that I've filled out now, well, not filled out, but I've grown into is, and I've asked a couple of people their opinions as well. And they said, there's no point in you doing men's physique anymore because you've just filled out the way you've grown is just not suited for it.
Yeah.
I mean, my legs are my best body part, man. I'm not putting them in board shorts because they just won't fit.
Yeah, I think I've seen your Instagram. Yeah, your legs are good. Really good.
I appreciate you, man. Coming from Brad, that's deep. But yeah.
But this is the thing, like, you've got legs there, so why hide them? And especially when you say they're like your best body part.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's that's the thing, like.
I mean, I'll send you, like, the day after my show, man, literally, there's one video on my Instagram and my legs, the condition, bruv. I'm not blowing my own trumpet, man, but my legs stay very, very lean. So everyone's got body fat in different places, right? As we all know. I store very little fat on my legs. Very, very little fat. So when I diet, my legs are like the first thing that come in.
Same with me. My legs come on quick.
For bodybuilding, obviously, a lot of people, everyone's got a peeled upper body on stage.
Yeah.
But not very few, but there will be some without peeled legs. And that's like, my legs come in first. So that's already, condition-wise, I'm going to be in front of a couple people because their condition in their legs won't be there because that's how they're made. But yeah.
But that's like when it comes to your prep, like when you start prep and you see your legs coming in great, I'd literally just totally ignore your legs.
Yeah, exactly.
totally ignore your legs. Don't take any issue. Take your focus on your stubborn body parts, like your lower back or your glutes or wherever it may be.
Yeah, for me, literally, mate, I promise you, all of my fat is literally straight down here. Boom. My back comes in, my legs come in, my glutes come in. You know, it's annoying, yeah, because some people off season, they have abs. Yeah. For me, there's no abs, there's just flabs. Do you know what I mean?
I store most of my fat in the abdominal area.
I see people doing photo shoots and they diet for like 5 weeks to get peeled abs. It don't take me 5 weeks to get peeled abs. It takes about 10. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's crazy though. Crazy. Like it's for me, it's mostly from the rear.
Yeah.
I hold my weight from the rear. But like, it's crazy. Me and Matt were just laughing the other day. I sent Matt some photos. I have striated glutes year round from the side.
Yeah.
So I have striated glutes year round from the side. I posted a side chest the other day. I'm 128 kilos now, so it's like whatever it is in pounds. Still striated glutes from the side, but from the back they're fat. Like not fat, but they're not striated from the back. And he's like, I've never seen someone with striated glutes from the side, but not from the back.
Yeah, he's not joking, by the way. Like, it is ridiculous.
Yeah. Like it's like that's at like 128 kilos, but like it's just all depends where you store your fat.
Yeah. Interesting. Wow, Brad, been great, man. Thanks so much for coming on.
Yeah, it's a pleasure coming on.
I do really appreciate it. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh, Brad, let's reach out to Brad. See if he's, let's see if he replies. We've had some communication, obviously, that on the Instagram, but I was like, I followed you for ages, man. I discovered you before you had 125,000 followers.
Yeah.
So I was like, this guy is a freak. He's going to be on Olympia stage. He's sponsored by probably one of the best companies in the world. Let's try and get him on, man. So I really do appreciate you taking time out of your day to come on and chat to us two loonies about bodybuilding.
We're all loonies. Everyone in the bodybuilding.
Everyone's a loony, bro.
We're all related somehow.
Yeah. In the head, we're all messed up. Thanks for coming on, Brad.
Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure, guys. Nice meeting you. Yeah.
See you soon, dude.
Take care, mate.
Ciao, mate.